Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Journey Home Outreach Ministries. I am the presiding minister, Reverend Angela Faye McCarty, Chicago-based poet known as SistaPoochie. First, I want to thank you all for all of the wonderful emails and comments about Friday night kickoff this past Friday. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I will forward all of the emails, compliments to TB the Grinch as well. But again, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and look forward to this Friday something else coming, new and exciting and different, besides Bible study for this Friday. And surprise, it's Monday and it's not Tuesday and we're having Bible study. I have to go to the doctor's, so I have to switch things up. So we're going to have Bible study today. I'm going to come back on Wednesday and we're going to conclude what we're discussing today. And then Friday I'll throw something up and it'll be just to kick off for the weekend. Okay, everyone, we're all on the same page now. That's great. Again, also, I want to thank, every minister, pastor, whatever, a person who's presiding over anything, whatever you choose to call yourself, is the least of everyone, and I had a week where I needed to draw strength from my congregation, and my online congregation came through for me, and I want to personally thank you for your support and allowing me to lean on you when I needed a chance to take a break or be weak and be human, because we're all human. You guys encouraged me and you kept me strong, and there's much love in my heart for those. So thank you for those emails and tags and encouragement to keep on pressing on. And SistaPoochie will be zealous and always be zealous. When you have passion for something, sometimes it drains you. And that brings us to what we're going to be talking about today. Okay. Before, Jesus is the Prince of Peace, but he did lose his temper. Okay. And he lost his temper and he cleared out the temple. Before I go to that, I want everyone to look at John. When you get a chance, read John's 2nd chapter. It talks about the first miracle, because the disciples, when Jesus asked the disciples to follow him, they did. Okay, they didn't have complete faith in everything he was doing, but they believed enough to follow him. That's how we are. We follow him. We're still looking for him to come. Some of us are still looking for him to show a miracle or a sign in our life, but we're still following him. Well, the disciples were the same way. Okay, so that's part of it. Their first miraculous sign that they saw Jesus do, from that point, they had faith. And I want you to read John 1st chapter all the way to the 11th verse. But I'm going to read the 11th verse right now. This, the first of the miraculous signs Jesus performed at Cana in Galilee. He thus revealed his glory, and his disciples put their faith in him from that point forward. And read that story because it's funny. It gives props to mothers, because what happened was Jesus had a time and a place, and he knew the plan of how he was going to execute bringing people and teaching people this new doctrine. The new covenant with the Lord. Now, he couldn't do it out in the open all the time, because he knew the Pharisees and Sadducees were going to hunt him down to kill him. Okay, so he needed to reach as many people as possible. So his mother, and I'm smiling because I'm thinking of my mother, if you have some special talent, excuse me while I take some water. A mother, if you have some special talent, your mother is going to boast that talent and be your biggest cheerleader, regardless. And so the disciples, they were at a wedding in a town in Galilee. And the disciples went to Mary and said, we're out of wine. And of course, she was like, we're going to go talk to my son, because he's going to know what to do. And so she went up to Jesus and was like, we're out of wine. And he was like, why do you bother me with this stuff right now, woman? It's not my time. Nevertheless, Jesus did, because it was his mother. So Jesus did what she needed, had to have done, and that was some more wine. So he turned water into wine, but he did not show the crowd this. He only showed this sign to his disciples. So only his disciples and his mother knew that he actually did this, and that's why the disciples then had faith. He took told the disciples, fill the jugs up with water, draw for them, take it to the high priest, the masters over the ceremony. They drank it. They thought the wine was great. It was the best wine that they ever had. And of course, Jesus they said that you had saved the best for last. After that, the disciples had faith. And faith, again, is being sure of the things that you hope for and certain of the things that you cannot see. We're sure that our hope is in Christ, and we're certain even though we don't see him. Having faith. Okay? Now, I'm going to go back to the Old Testament, because when Jesus loses his temper, he talks about zealous of your house will consume me. And it was written in Psalm 69th chapter, I'm start at the 6th verse, but Psalm 69:9. I'm going to go to that real quick. 69:9. Okay, this is what was written in the Old Testament. May those who hope in you not be disgraced because of me, O Lord, the Lord Almighty. May those who seek you not be put in shame because of me, O God of Israel. For I endure scorn for your sake, and shame covers my face. I am a stranger to my brothers, and an alien to my own mother's sons. For zeal for your house consumes me, and the insults of those who insult you fall on me. When I weep and fast, I must endure scorn. When I put on scapegoat, people make sport of me. Those who sit at the gate mock me, and I am the song of the drunkards. And I'm going to go back to John 2nd chapter, and we're going to start at the 12th verse. Because what we're talking about there is zeal for the house of the Lord. Passion for what I'm doing consumes me. And because it's consuming me, I'm scorned. Because it's consuming me, you fight for this. You fight for it. It's something that gets in your spirit and makes you get up and keep fighting. And that's what those emails did that you sent me. It got my zeal back. Because zeal for the house of the Lord will consume you. Okay? Zeal for your own house is going to consume you too. Because if you're not putting God first, then you're just focusing on yourself, and then you're not reaping the benefits, and then you get mad when people insult you instead of when people insult God. So I'm going to conclude this reading from John 12th chapter on out, and we're going to come back, and I bid you good day on Wednesday to continue discussing this. Jesus clears the temples. After this, he went down to another town with his mother and brothers and his disciples. There they stayed for a few days. When it was almost time for the Jewish Passover, Jesus went up to Jerusalem. In the temple courts he found men selling cattle, sheep, and doves, and others sitting at tables exchanging money. So he made a whip out of cords and drew all of them from the area, both sheep and cattle. He scattered the coins of the money changers and turned over the tables. For those who sold doves, he said, Get these out of here. How dare you turn my father's house into a market? His disciples remembered that it was written, Zeal for your house will consume me. Then the Jews demanded of Jesus, What miraculous signs can you show us to prove you have authority to do this? Jesus answered them, Destroy this temple, and I will rise it again in 3 days. The Jews replied, It has taken 46 years to build this temple, and you are going to rise it in 3 days? But the temple he has spoken of was his body. After he was raised from the dead, his disciples recalled what he said. Then they believed the scriptures and the words that Jesus had spoken. Now, while he was in Jerusalem at the Passover feast, many people saw the miraculous signs he was doing and believed in his name. But Jesus would not entrust himself in them, for he knew all of them, all of man. He did not need man's testimony about man. For he knew what was in a man's heart. Okay, what was in a man already. Everyone, I was come back and we're going to discuss this further. Have a blessed day.